Welcome to Daddies the podcast and for real, the last episode, most likely, that we won't be together.
Uh-huh.
Even though we said that last week.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens.
But behind me, it's the start of it.
And you know what? That's not the wood paneling of our parents' wood paneling. That
We
awful
opted-
wood paneling from the 60s.
We opted for this aesthetic.
Yeah.
And I think it looks pretty damn good.
It does look nice.
But for all of you watching this and not listening, I apologize that I'm using a fucking webcam. It feels dirty.
Oh, and you just started. Yeah, I guess we're describing the room for the people that aren't
Yes.
watching as well.
So
Catch the clips on Instagram, not TikTok. TikTok T-5. By the time this launches, 4 days.
Is it
left.
official? Like, is it done unless somebody scoops in? I heard Kevin O'Leary was Shark Tank.
Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Wait, is that Mr. Wonderful?
Yep.
Is that his name? Greg, what are you drinking? That's not a Pepsi.
It's a Poppy, a prebiotic soda, 5 grams of sugar.
Oh, so it's a poopsie.
Need us to pinch you? Because you're definitely not dreaming. Okay. Once again, we are not sponsored by Poppy sodas.
Okay,
But
that's
they're good
interesting.
for you.
So what's a prebiotic?
Well, a probiotic makes you Duke, right?
Uh-huh.
A prebiotic,
Makes you cum.
that's it.
I've preed in my
Cum
pants.
soda.
Wait. I'm gonna look that up.
What if
What
there was a
is
soda
it?
that made you cum? Would you partake?
Oh no, my keyboard doesn't work. I guess I'm not looking anything up.
Oof.
Fuck. Okay.
We are in a very weird, like, limbo stage where all of our shit's just broken right now.
That's been my day today.
Yeah, right?
At work, I had to print out like so many things, and I just couldn't get things to print appropriately. Things would come out; they would print from the wrong drawer. They would print in black and white when I needed it to be in color. I was in a funk. Is tonight like a full moon or something?
Okay, hear me out. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do, when you're at work
Mm-hmm.
and someone's doing like a print job,
Mm-hmm.
is there a job that's too many, like too big? Like, do you have to, like, if somebody goes to the printer, do you have to say, "Oh, let me pause that for you so you can step in," and then
They absolutely
Resume.
should. Can you do that? You could probably do that, right? Pause job.
I
go
tried
ahead
to
and
do
print
that
your
today.
things out.
Couldn't do it.
I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah,
I'll just run into somebody and be like, "Excuse me, your print job is not important."
I'm up. I mean, it
that
was
also happened to me today, and I didn't try to pause their shit.
dude, it was a huge job, and I think it was 25 sets, and each set was 15 pages.
Probably front and back.
So, do you ever use anyone else's codes?
Like the department codes?
Yeah.
No, I have it preset, so I don't have to punch it in every time.
But the thing is, we used to live in a world where only certain departments got, like, they had colored ink.
Oh, right.
So I would use theirs to print out
Yeah, that's fair.
Print out pages.
Because sometimes it's just nicer to be able to see that little, like, that little bit of color in there.
looks better than a black and white or a
Yeah.
gray scale piece of
Mhm.
paper.
Grayscale, like Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. So we were having a conversation before we had to restart this recording, but you were about to tell us about dinner.
Yeah, I went to dinner at this place. You know it. The last time we went there, you ordered the ahi tuna steak.
Yep.
And he said, "How would you like it cooked?" And you said, "Rare,"
Which is a common way to get that dish served.
pretty sure it's
That's
that's
the
the
only
appropriate
way?
way.
Yeah,
That's
right.
the appropriate
The
way to
real
order
way.
it.
But anyway,
And then what did my man say? He said, "Wait, really?" What did
he
say?
said rare, and I was like, "Well, is it fresh?" And he was like, "Yeah, probably." And so I said, "Okay," and then I got sick.
Yeah,
So,
you had
know,
a doo-doo butt.
I did. Yep.
But anyway, so today we went back to that place. It was fine. It was fine. I don't want to crap on it. There was nothing really wrong with it.
Mid.
But we went for somebody's birthday, and like we were wrapping up the whole thing, and we said, "Oh, do you do anything for birthdays? Because today's his birthday." Do, 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 do. You know, like we were like excited.
Yeah.
And our waitress, she said, "We sure do." And then there's like this big old. It was a slice of cheesecake with a like a legit indoor sparkler. Like
Okay.
it had that firework
okay. Yeah.
smell and everything. Like it's not one of those ones you're not supposed to blow that candle out.
Yep.
And it burned real bright, and it smelled like, like the 4th of July.
Sure. Yeah. Caught the whole place on fire.
Right. And then at the end, we got our bill, and there it is, a $13 slice of cheesesteak on the bill. Cheesecake on the bill.
I was about to ask if they charged. Do you remember they did that at we went to like an all-you-can-eat steakhouse, and I got the cake, and they charged me for it.
So that must be the new norm? Like they don't just give free things to people unless it's like advertised?
So okay, you said, hey, it's his birthday, and they said, hey, we have something for you. Or
we asked if they do anything for birthdays, and they said we do. And then I don't think that they asked like, what would you like? They just brought a cheesecake slice. So first of all, I might just say, I don't like cheesecake.
But also that's like saying like, oh, okay, do you do something for birthdays? Yeah, we do the spaghetti dinner, and they just bring it out and charge you full price. You can say anything is for someone's birthday.
I wouldn't mind a lasagna with a candle in it, actually.
Do you think lasagna is the most like festive birthday pasta dishes?
It would be the most appropriate thing, I think, to stick a candle in if you were just like, if it was like a dinner meal, right?
Okay, well, so you have how many lasagnas? There are like, you can make a plethoric amount of lasagnas.
I saw somebody make 100-layer lasagna.
That's a lot of lasagna.
Yeah.
But what's the best lasagna?
I don't know.
You have
how many different types of lasagna are there?
So you have a vegetarian lasagna, a traditional, a taco lasagna, a buffalo chicken lasagna. You have
all right, you just bubble gum.
So I've made all of those lasagnas.
Okay. All right, so all those are in your repertoire.
I love vegetarian lasagnas.
But you didn't used to love ricotta.
I used to hate ricotta cheese.
Yeah.
But
now you love it.
I love it.
Yeah, I know. You're welcome.
I still don't want like stuffed shells.
A bit too much ricotta.
Right. And that's a thing.
There's a nice balance of how much ricotta.
I don't want the whole thing to be, a stuffed shell is like 85% fucking ricotta.
Can I tell you, that's how I was with egg yolks until, like for most of my life. And I guess that's when you're a kid. I'm sure there's some kids that like yolks, right? But I think like I had to have my eggs scrambled.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I found out that there was other ways to cook eggs, like I'd probably been offered eggs other ways. But I would opt for egg whites, just egg whites, because the yolk was gross to me. And then I would do eggs fried over hard.
I mean, okay.
And then so I'm now on my way. I can do was it over easy? Is where you just do a final flip at the end just to basically cook the whites on the very top of the egg, right?
So yes, yeah.
Sunny side up is you don't flip it or anything at all. You just kind of cook it real slow. And I just don't like when the whites aren't like firmed up.
So what about with a hard-boiled egg when you cook it too long and it turns that like grayish green? Yeah. But you still eat it because it's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It just looks bad.
Now, what about green potato chips?
Yeah, those are gross. Was there a thing? Why do I remember something about if you eat the green potato chip, you'll die?
It was always you'll get cancer, right? Like there's something with the potato, and if you eat X amount of green chips, not the fact that we're crushing whole bags of these.
It wasn't the 77 grams of trans fats.
So, have you ever been to the Hers factory?
I have not, but Salem has a field trip soon, actually.
To the Hers factory?
Yeah, and she asked me if I could go, and I should check my calendar.
Well, you know what the thing is at the end.
Yeah, you get a hot chip, right?
And
Right off
it's
the line.
right off the line. And then, but they also have a store that only sells items that you can't get anywhere else. So they have a oops, we fucked up like cheese puff, and it's just all the shit just kind of thrown into a bag. Yeah, so they sell like I think you can always get like the Carolina Reaper pepper puffs, and like they have things that they may trickle through like Wawa's at some point, but you're more likely to get it there. And I only know this because the Hers vendor at a place I used to work would come and like he would bring us samples.
Okay.
That's fucking awesome. Do you want to go work at Hers Potato Chip Factory?
Kinda. Let's go. It's
Right?
not far. I don't think it's far.
It's not far. It's right in Oxford, right?
The only reason I would say no is because Utz is way better. I love Utz potato chips. Just the Utz Ripple, the blue bag, little bitch sticking her hand in the bag. So good. So much better than anything Hers got going on, except for kettle cooked.
Okay. So best potato chips in the world, right? You're saying Utz is at top.
Yeah.
Utz is at the top for you. Hers is at the top for me.
Until you start the discussion about kettle cooked chips.
So let's keep kettle cooked out.
Okay.
Because kettle cooked, we all know Hers is the best.
Cape Cod kettle cooked chips are pretty good.
Cape Cod chips are just good.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite potato chips, Utz, mine, Hers. So next would be for you, it would go Utz, Hers.
Yeah, probably.
And I think I would go Hers, Utz, Cape Cod, store brand, a bunch of other shit, and then Lay's.
Lay's
as
is
far down.
Lay's is under the earth. Lay's potato chips. I don't know how. It's like you salted cardboard.
But also, you can't touch the bag without your hand just being so wet.
Which I would.
I don't know what it is about that specific thing that I don't like.
Yeah, I would imagine that means it's like greasy, which it sounds gross, but I would enjoy that. Like that makes it gonna sound like it has more flavor, but they just don't.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I feel like they have to just like the way that they cook their chips, because it's what Frito. But then Doritos aren't wet,
No.
right? Doritos are a very dry chip.
Could you imagine a soggy Dorito?
Well, do you remember Walking Tacos? And they would dump beef onto your Doritos, and I guess it would make it kind of soggy.
We talked about walking tacos in one of our very first episodes.
I think it was the first episode because we were wondering what else you
about a year ago.
It was. Can we? Okay, we. I feel like a lot of people didn't listen to that. What items can be ookied? Right?
So for reference, I don't know if I want to talk. I don't know if I want to give the description. Just look up on Urban Dictionary, Ookie Cookie.
No, Tommy, what is an Ookie Cookie?
All right. No, Ookie Cookie is a game that you play with a bunch of other men, and everybody stands around a cookie and they jerk off onto the cookie. And the last person to come has to eat the cookie.
So everyone wins. There's not a single loser in that fucking game.
And I believe we talked about what are the other things that you could ookie. So ookie, Twinkie, ookie. Oh, no, ookie, Twinkie. You just stick your dick in it. You just cream fill it more.
And you know, because that term has multiple different meanings.
Twinkie?
Or just twinks in general, right?
Oh, no. Ookie, Twinkie. Ookie Twinkie, yeah, that could go downhill.
Because so Ookie Cookie though is but I've heard of one where everyone just comes in a cup, and then the last person has to drink it, which is probably much more challenging than eating it off of a cookie.
Oh,
and what's the cookie?
Oh yeah, like a famous Amos chocolate.
Is it a famous
chip.
Amos? Do you go to Mrs. Fields and get a cookie cake?
You know what? Crumble cookie. If it was crumble cookie, that might not be so bad. Crumble cookies are slamming.
So if you ookie a crumble cookie,
Jesus Christ, there's
fine.
So many calories
in the crumble cookie or the fucking or the load.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Crumble cookie.
You know what? We spent 40 minutes talking about this. Well, we were talking about food in general, but we spent, I think, we were hell-bent on having a podcast that was only 30 minutes long. We were like, yes, this is the right amount of time. So we talked about this shit for like 30 minutes.
And cut.
And we just stopped, which takes me back. And it also, I was cleaning up the office and there was a bag of snacks from I think they were from like March.
Probably. Did you try one?
No, I threw them all out.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
They looked fucking horrendous.
Yeah. Oh, wait, were they open?
No, they were all fresh, but they were
Okay.
all way past their, like, not even their Best Buy, just straight expiration date. So I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'll tell you what, I had a really weird interaction today when I was getting my haircut.
Okay.
And it made me think of like times in my life when people have just said like really weird things.
Okay. Was this the person cutting your hair?
Yes.
You go to a salon, right?
I went to fucking Great Clips. I've been going to Great Clips because, okay, you go to a
Wait, hold on. The last time that our boss went to Great Clips, he walked out and the back of his hairline on the back of his neck, he made him look like a dickhead, like an actual penis. A cock.
I've been there 3 times and I'm 3 for 3. They haven't fucked up the haircut,
Okay.
but I was a different individual, and I'm used to having, this one person. So I go in and she's talking to me and she's friendly enough, but I knew it was going to be some shit because she had on a fedora. I know. Yeah. And so like I knew at that point it was going to be like, all right, she's going to have like interesting things to talk about or whatever.
Right.
And so we're talking and just, shooting the shit. And I said something along the lines of, I don't really meet many new people anymore. And she was like, well, you don't have to like go to a bar to meet people. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to meet new people. And she was like, I just, I don't understand why. Like, I love going to the store and like if I see something that someone's wearing, I compliment them. I was like, yeah, okay, I would do the same thing if I like saw someone, hey, I really like your t-shirt or whatever. But like, I don't want to go out and meet new people. Is that fucked up?
No, but that is straight extrovert behavior. When
Yeah.
you want to when you go out and you just talk to people.
You want
like,
to talk to people.
Like, how about this? If I saw somebody wearing this hoodie out, I would say, oh, I have the same hoodie, nice hoodie. Or if something Star Warsy, I would probably say like, but the situation has to be right anyway. It can't just be like in passing, like, hey, nice hoodie. It has to be, oh, we're both like, we're at the grocery store. We're both standing in the cookie aisle, looking at the famous Amos, debating on, hey, do you want to come back and ookie this cookie in your Star Wars hoodie?
Well, okay. Do you think that people ever are in that aisle and they're both like their hands reach at the same time and they both, they're going for the same cookie pack and then they know?
And that's how I met my wife. Or that's how I met your mother. That's the show.
Isn't that how the show ended?
I don't know. I have no idea.
They were just like at the store and they were figuring out what cookie to ookie. Yeah. The end. But also Family Guy made a really good point about How I Met Your Mother, where Ted is talking about it all grown up, but he grows into Bob Saget even though he's an adult in the show, which doesn't make sense because he wouldn't grow. If he was a kid, you could sell
Bob changing into Bob Saget, but he's a grown ass man for
and
the whole
he grows
TV
into
show.
Bob Saget for some reason.
So Bob, I don't know what that actor's name is, the one that plays him, but
yes.
But who does Bob Saget grow into?
Bob Saget?
Nobody anymore. Rip the
Dude.
legend. I don't want to make fun of him, but
You can't
his
make
comedy. His comedy was harsh. He could take it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he could take it.
Bob Saget was the fucking throat goat.
Wasn't he the one? Doesn't he do a really gross version of the Aristocrats? Isn't that joke?
Because what is the point of that joke? To make it as vulgar as
And
possible.
disgusting. I'm pretty sure it involved some incest.
Like vomit. So you're talking vomit, cum, blood.
Mm.
But like that, are we so fucked up that wouldn't phase me?
Oh, it wouldn't. That doesn't gross. I mean, it doesn't gross me out because one, I know it's just a story.
It's not
or a
real,
joke.
probably.
Right. Well, it might be real.
But to get back to, so I'm getting my hair cut, and like she was just asking or talking about like she was making me think too much, like, well, what about, if you had X amount of dollars and how would you, and it was way too deep for a $20 haircut. I mean, I'm not paying enough for this.
So I've told you, when I go to the barber. So here's my thing: barber etiquette. Um, I just usually go to whoever's free, like whoever
Who has
hey,
a chair, their
hey,
seats
next
open.
next haircut. I rarely wait. One, because I don't really want to spend all day at
Sure.
U.S. Mail. Like,
Yeah, right.
no offense, and I've probably had every single one of those people cut my hair. Some people cut it better than others, and I used to think like, oh well, this guy's been doing it for a long time. That's why his haircuts are so fast. Nah, that's not it. Like if you, the more time you spend cutting the hair, the better it's going to look at the end. I think like there's definitely
Well, because
something to say about that.
if you and I are a barber,
Yeah.
our goal is to turn that chair and put someone else in it, because that's how. So you're either going to care about what you do, or I'm caring about how I'm going to.
Ready, my guy that I go to. I told you what I call him, right?
The Simple Jack.
Simple Jack, because Tropic Thunder, he makes my haircut make me look like Simple Jack. And you know what? He gets me in and out real quick, but he's cutting my hair and he'll be like, and he turns around and he's hitting his computer with like trading stock options.
Wait, he's fucking hitting the fucking NASDAQ while
he's got like the candle charts up. Like
he's like, hold on, we got to check, it's going up by the minute.
Buy. Sell. And and I said like one time to him, and I was like, you can't be making money in this market. Whenever the market was turning down. And he was like, oh, I'm making money. I'm doing, what are they? The trade options.
Okay. People who say they're making money aren't making. My man's sitting there. Look, as someone who has lost a ton of money real fast like that.
Tesla calls, right?
Tesla calls, baby.
It's your secret.
Because you know what? Lost porn.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you push it.
But then it wasn't even like.
Yeah, they were like,
what the fuck is this piece
of
shit?
That's no life savings. You pleb, lose 100,000 and come back to us.
So did you see the one where this dude's dad dies?
Okay,
leaves him.
I have seen this.
Like
yes.
what, like 150 grand, and then the dude blows it.
Yes, I saw that.
That's
well, at least his dad couldn't be disappointed in him.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine?
No, I'd be sick. That's a goddamn shame. That makes me a little sick now. It's not my money or anything.
When people post like their lost porn, I think it's like, oh, this is funny, but it has to be fucking them up on the inside, right? I think I would cry.
I mean, that's the way that I cope usually, is with like, I want to like, yeah, exactly. I want to laugh it off a little bit, but like that's devastating.
So you're not a crier.
I'll have a good cry like twice a year, but no, not really.
Do you ever just randomly cry?
You know what? Sometime, like, never for real stuff. For real stuff. I'll be like a good movie. A good movie. Well, I'll cry in a good movie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was the last movie to make you cry?
Probably like something Star Wars-y. So it's not even a good movie, but it's like a character that I'm attached to. If it's like done well. Actually, I'll tell you the most notable time that I cried, where you can call me a fucking nerd for. Do you remember the Telltale games?
Yeah.
The Walking Dead season 1.
Oh, when Lee dies?
When Lee dies at the end and Clementine is left alone. Oh, that was fucking touching. I never bawled, but my eyes welled up and started overfilling. Like I couldn't stop it. It was
really.
It was such a good. I love that fucking game. That was so good.
It was so good. All the Telltale games were fucking fire.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I've ever cried at the end of a video game. I was watching
just ever.
Well, I was watching Up, and the beginning where he's kind of going, he's a kid. I don't know why, but like I was just sitting there like trying not to cry.
Yeah, sure.
And I was like, it's fucking sad, but I've seen this movie how many times?
Right, ready? Hold on. The biggest cry movie, fucking Marley and Me.
So also Family Guy, and it's like, well, I guess my bad dog finally died.
He was kind of a piece of shit, right?
He's like, oh, Barley, please don't roll all over my new carpet. Like, it's just that dog is, because at the end wasn't like, wow, and then just
he goes, wow.
Like I Am
Legend, where he actually does have to choke his dog out.
That was sad. Because what is he? Oh, he like lifts up his lip, and he's got the fucking like rabies teeth. Yeah.
I
Sam.
couldn't imagine it.
Sam.
I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine. So my dog is shit. He'll be 12, I think,
Mm,
in 2 weeks, and he's kind of a bigger dog. So bigger dogs don't last as long as like
yeah.
smaller dogs. So he's got all these tumors all over him. So like he's good. He's still cool, but like it takes him a little longer to get up, and he doesn't hear things as well, and he has to go to the bathroom more frequently. So
Yep.
we're just waiting for it, and I'll cry then. I'll cry then
Sure.
for sure.
I did.
Because dogs are that like what's it, unconditional love
Yep.
that they
Well,
have for you.
you get this puppy, and then you know you're going to outlive it, or your vet's going to kill it.
Dude.
And then you have to talk me out.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go down there and shoot and like kill you, go and threaten your vet.
Well, and the fact that
And then you guys came on vacation. Like you had to come on. I mean, you didn't have to come on vacation.
so for
but-
those, you know what? I'm gonna
Tell the
call him.
story.
I'm gonna call him out. I guess I won't. Okay, so we were going to the Outer Banks in 2021, I think it was. So when you go to the on vacation, what do you do with your dog? You board the animal. So we had a Boston Terrier. His name was Beetlejuice. Took him to the vet. Shit, we didn't even leave for vacation. It was like 4 hours later. I get a call, and they were like, "Oh, we're so sorry. It was hot outside, and he died." And I was like, "Haha," the way that they kind of explained it. And so then they're like, "No, like he's gone." So I got in my car and I drove there. And for whatever reason, I called,
You called
not for
me.
whatever reason, but I called you
Yeah.
because I was just like, and then you're like, "All right, well, calm down. Like, don't do anything stupid."
What were you gonna do going there? Right? Like, I hope you turned around. I don't know if you went there. Or
I
not.
went there and they shut the door and locked it behind me because I think it was like 9 o'clock at night and the vet's closed, and then you're talking emergency shit, right? So there was no one there.
Yeah.
So they let me in, and they were just like, "Yeah, it just kind of happened." Well, then I posted about it on Facebook, and that post went viral. And then they called me and they were like, "I don't know what your angle is. Like, do you want money from us?" Like, I don't want any fucking thing from you, one, but also like you killed my dog. You're the vet. You're the one that's supposed to be taking care of my animal. You killed my animal. But then they had the balls to say, "If you decide to get a new dog, the first visit's on us." So,
Well,
fuck that place.
and like when you shared that, I think we had heard at least of like one other like horror story about that place. But
Yep.
but also in to just play devil's advocate. Of course, when you tell a really terrible story about a place, other people will also chime in about the terrible stories about it. I'm not defending that place at all.
Yep.
But like, yeah, like, all right, here's an example. Shay's a nurse. She's always mentioning all the worst things that she's ever heard, but like that's what she knows. That's like what she hears. So we really opened ourselves to all the terrible things that have happened at that vet.
And I got all of them, and they started popping up. And I mean, now it's been almost 4 years,
I guess so.
And but yeah, so hopefully when you have an animal, that animal gets to live a long, healthy life and not dies terrified in a cage, scared, probably, I would assume, up until the fucking end. But it raised awareness, and I don't even know what it raised awareness to.
Sure. Don't just not
a lot of
use
people
that
just said,
place.
"Hey, we're just not going to go to this."
Yeah,
this
we
vet
really
anymore.
like we had done we were taking Copernicus to just like almost like a friend's house. She was really
Sure.
just like a dog sitter that was a
Yep.
dog sitter out of her house. So like we would go over there, and like her kids were grown. She just had the whole house, a fenced in backyard,
Mhm.
and all these dogs would just come over and stay with her.
Do you still use her?
So I wish she retired. She like retired from that. Like so she
Wow.
just doesn't do that anymore.
Really?
So, and actually we're going on a Disney cruise in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And we kind of got to find somebody to watch the dogs because we don't really want to put him in like a kennel. So we have friends that I think we're going to be able to just trade off while
Sure.
we're gone.
If you need me to swing by, I got you.
Oh, thanks. I know you got a key.
Yeah, I'm there anyway. So
By the way, I told you we got mail for Jenna, right?
for fucking OB.
Yeah, they send it here, which actually should be where they send it because it's so much closer. I should bring that in. I'll bring it into work.
And I have Joe Corby's pizzas.
Oh yeah.
For you.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so today has been a weird day. Got a haircut, had a weird interaction, weird day at work.
Speaking of barber,
yes.
Here's what I wanted to say. I think that I would not pay more, but like I think I almost want to just sit there quietly in the chair and not have a conversation sometimes.
Agreed.
Right?
100% agreed. Yep.
Just don't talk to me, right?
So,
but I don't want to ask that. I don't want to be rude, but I think if they say, like, if they'll say, "Oh, you have any plans for the weekend?" And if you just give like a short answer, like, not really, they'll probably just cut your hair and not say anything.
But a barbershop is the definition of fucking chaos.
Yeah, there's no rules. You walk in and you just sit down, and unless you know the rules already, like, when do I go? There's no take a number. Right?
It's frustrating because, look, I went to fucking Great Clips, and you have to check in online.
Oh, you do? Okay.
And so you put in your number, and it says, "Hey, about 22 minutes," and then it tells you when to leave based on traffic to that location. And it was like, "Hey, leave now to make your appointment on time. You may have a slight wait, whatever." So I get there. There were 2 people ahead of me, and it was an 8-minute wait or whatever. But the dude was second up. So this older woman walks in and they take her back first because it was her appointment time. This guy's like, "I've been waiting." He said, "I've been waiting here for a long time." Well, this dude walked in not 2 seconds before me. Hey, motherfucker, you walked in, but some people are so impatient. And if you go to a barber shop, then you're going to really be angry if you don't have that kind of composure. Because it's the Wild West.
It sure is. I've never been to a barber that was like a black barber shop where it's like a big family and everybody knows each other. Yo, what's up?
And I want that,
Well, that's kind of like the opposite of what I actually desire. But I suppose if it was baked into the culture of that barber shop, maybe. But that's when you go on the day, right? You go on the busy day, and that's what you're going to be planning on doing for the next 2.5 to 3 hours.
But also, people who go to the barbershop religiously, they go to the barbershop every other week. I got to go get my cut.
Yep,
I try to go. I go as long as fucking possible until it starts to grow out of the side of my hat, and I have to get it fucking cut because like the sides will start to curl up.
Yep.
And then it's time.
I need one. I need one real bad.
But then you know what I didn't do? I didn't take a shower yet. So now my head is itchy because you got all the little hair particles.
Oh, wait, you haven't taken a shower since then?
Correct. Yeah. I took a shower this morning.
Oh, that stinks. You're going to have to shower before you get in bed, though.
Nah, it's probably
You're
fine.
You're going to get hair all over your bed. That's gross. Then you're going to be itchy.
I got to wash my sheets anyway.
That's fair. I guess
so. I'll shower tomorrow.
Are you a morning shower or a night shower?
Both, actually.
Do you shower twice a day?
I do. So morning is for...
but not tonight.
Not tonight. I won't shower. Well, because we're doing this.
I love being like lazy and not showering. I'll do it like when like Shay's like working overnights sometimes. Oh, I love like not showering. It feels
nice
naughty.
And vinegary. So, okay. Morning showers are great because it helps wake me up.
Yeah.
I don't wash my hair in the morning.
Okay.
I just soap. Like
your body. Clean your body.
I clean my body.
Wash your face.
And I wash my face. I wash my face actually both like at morning and night.
Do you ever like squeegee your butthole with a washcloth?
I do. Well, no. What you do is I take the faucet, the shower head.
Oh, the shower head, and you just
crank it to spray mode and you blast your asshole.
Blast your asshole. Sure. And then I always have butt fuzz, but it looks like poop. So when I'm showering with Shay, I go, "Hey, FYI, this is just butt fuzz, not poop."
Don't judge me. And then she'll never be able to tell. But then at night, that's when I wash my hair and then I'll soap again. But I don't use shampoo. Like you shouldn't be using shampoo every night.
Well, everybody's hair is different, but yeah, right. It's
no.
If your hair gets super greasy, like within a day.
Some people get really greasy ass hair
because I think you just don't want to dry your hair out. So if you shower twice a day. So if you don't shampoo. If you shampoo your hair tonight or whatever,
Yeah.
then you shouldn't do it tomorrow unless your hair just is really like greasy, right?
And I feel like the conditioner helps. I'm a big fan of.
I
How do you feel about
condition every time.
daily?
Yeah.
Daily.
Yeah.
Do you swear by the bars though? Like I swear by conditioner and shampoo bars.
I do like them now, and I have Shay using the shampoo bar now.
Jenna, same way. And
Yep.
she's like, wow, my hair just feels so much better. There's something about them, man.
Sure.
I don't know. I just like bars of everything. And can we once again get back to bar to body or bar to washcloth?
I barb my body a little bit, but then I like to use the washcloth.
But then you immediately throw it into the wash.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Washcloths are one-time use because I put it in my asshole, like up my
But-
ass crack.
What if you used a loofah? Would you wash that after every use?
I just don't use a loofah, but
I don't like loofahs, but if you did,
well, then how about this? If I stick anything in my ass, it's going through the wash.
so I stick the bar of soap up my ass and then I just rinse it off. Cause you got to clean it, right? That's the last thing I clean for the day.
Yeah, but then I guess you're not putting it on your face. I guess maybe.
No,
you have to make
because-
sure that you rinse it off well enough,
I
right?
do.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
use, but I also spray my butt off first, so that way
You're not actually like shitting on the
No,
bar of
fuck
soap.
no.
I know.
But
I guess.
you also really shouldn't be using bars of soap on your face anyway.
I know, right? Did I tell you the story? I went camping one time, and this was like camping at a campgrounds, and there's like a shower house.
Yeah.
And I go, and I was like, oh, I don't have any soap, like like squirt into my into my hand to wash myself with. And my uncle goes, come on, here you go, I got one for you. And he just shows me like a little like a bar of soap. And I go, oh, I know where that's been. I don't want to use that. He goes, oh, come on, guys, stop being so anal about it. And I go, no, you can't fucking say that. That's exactly where you put it. And now I know that's probably the case because you just kind of admitted it.
So
my uncle.
Does that count as anal?
But soap anal?
Yeah, right? I guess you're not inserting. But yeah,
that's probably like the similar to how your prebiotic, it's like pre-anal. Right?
Sure.
Your soda?
Pre-anal.
Your soda might be pre-anal now too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but soap when you're cleaning, it should go up your ass. 100%. It should go not entirely
bar.
up. It should like.
Well, how do you get it cleaned on the inside?
Get what clean on the inside?
Your asshole.
Whopper dong.
They have little attachments that you can like. It's like a douche nozzle. Actually, I think they're called.
Okay.
And it has like little like fountain sprayers, like
that you just
like around there's like holes on it.
It actually sounds really nice.
Probably.
Right? It's probably very, very relaxing.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not gonna douche nozzle. No.
I definitely though. Yeah, I'm ready to be in our new space. We're doing an interview here, like for the first time. You and I doing an interview with someone else
soon. Yes.
Yeah, soon. So that's exciting. And yeah, so we just have a lot to do. So we were planning on doing this episode in person.
Yeah, logistics make it hard.
Yeah. Being in person at the same time is tough.
It is.
It's very tough.
Yeah. I get the time. I can always come down. We just have to plan more accordingly. When we were doing it like this, where I'm in my house and you're at yours, hey,
whenever,
jump on in 10. And then it's
cool.
But otherwise it's like, hey, give me 40 minutes to get to your place.
Yep. And I need to make sure that everything's cool with and the also the logistics of having you can't just have two people and just like, okay, record. Like you have to do so much shit to have two people in person.
Yeah.
So I encourage anyone who wants to start a podcast to do it, but it's also fucking wild.
I encourage anybody that's looking to start a podcast to ask Greg how to start a podcast.
You know what? Sometimes I'm envious of like the audio only podcasts because that's technically what a podcast is, right? Just like
at its core, for sure.
And then some asshole fucking decided to throw video in there.
Yeah, who's the first person to do a video podcast? You know what? It was probably called a vlog or something.
It was, but you think about it, a lot of people like that visual aspect. They're visual learners, but most people, for us at least, most of our views come from people just listening and not watching on YouTube.
Right.
Because most people don't have an hour to just sit down and just sit and look at a screen.
I don't want to look at our mugs for a fucking hour.
Fuck no. When was the last time you watched one of our episodes?
It was at the beginning.
Right.
You know what? Watched?
Exactly.
I don't think I ever watched.
From start to finish.
No, never.
Exactly.
Never.
It's also kind of cringy when you're watching yourself. It's extremely less cringy now that we've been doing this for a year. Like, it doesn't fucking faze me anymore.
Yeah.
But it used to be, we would have to listen to the track 14 times, and you're listening to yourself over and over and over again. So,
I think I'm not alone in this. Don't like the way that I sound.
No, and I'm also envious of like when you hear somebody who has that radio voice that like, and it's like, fuck, man, like you have to know your voice sounds dope.
That's a deal breaker for Shay when she listens to podcasts. If she doesn't like your voice, she's out.
But at least she listens to ours every week.
She does. She's a true ally.
Yeah,
What's she listening to right now? What's the is it Jason Kelsey's
New Heights,
or is it Travis Kelsey's sister?
Oh, Kylie
Kelsey. She's listening to
Jason
Kylie
Kelsey's wife.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Does she have a podcast now?
Kylie Kelsey. Yeah. She does. And what else is she listening to? Yeah, she's been listening to audiobooks lately. Actually,
audiobooks are cool.
She might not be listening to our podcast anymore.
Oh no, she's bumped us off the rotation.
Oh no, that's not a good look.
Here we are. We just invested in this new fucking studio space, and it was for nothing.
I'm really hyped for us to have a third person with us in person. That's where the best conversations happen.
I can't wait. We need to figure out, because we can do that now whenever.
Yeah. Next week will be the first good test.
Yes.
For us, and then we can keep pushing those boundaries.
Still trying to figure out camera angles. We had to buy another mixer. We had the Rodecaster Duo, which was amazing, but only 2.
Right.
And so we upgraded to the Tascam Mixcast 4, which sounds fucking great.
It sounds
but you can
real fancy.
You can put four microphones through it.
Yeah. Let me know. I have another microphone here.
Oh yeah.
Let me know if we ever need it.
So
I probably should just bring it.
Well, thank you for listening to our most likely last remote episode,
for
probably reals this time. I'm Greg.
And I'm Eric.
And we are the Daddies. Thank you for listening.